Hello everyone, welcome to jobskillshare.com. Today I am going to be talking about a new video. Well, if you are new, just like in any video, I kind of introduced if you're new from YouTube or any other new place and you're watching this for the first time, this is a free course that I'm teaching on jobskillshare.com, and this is called 2014 Help the Sport Entry Level to Specialist course. You click on that, and once you click on it, you basically go to the go to course, and then you go all the way to the bottom. Say click on learning path and click on help the sports specialist. On the left side, you will see the section all the way to the bottom, and it will say remote help and more. Okay, I'm going to put this video right here, just like I did all the other videos, and I put it on. I can explain where it's gonna go. So let's start with the video. I'll go back to my server. Okay, so today I want to talk about remote help, um, locally, local users at your work, or remotely. If you have a remote site somewhere else and you're still under the same network. So let me explain this. Why am I'm going to be doing a little lecture just like I do in every video, because a lot of new people coming in there like show us some, like, is this a tool related video? What is this? This is a course related video. So I'm trying to show the technology that people use at work. So if you're a new help desk guy or anyone, this will be a very good video for you to learn, because a lot of things can be very easier after this video. You can do a lot of things very easily, and I will also talk about like how do we use it at work, what kind of tools do we use, and why do we use it. Now, if you guys remember in my first videos, I didn't recommend this using at the beginning, because if you're a new help desk person or anyone, and you just started work, you want to go to users at their desks or their office, whatever, and you want to introduce yourself. You want to create that customer relationship, the help desk and client relationship, and this is how you're gonna have a. But this is where you're gonna come to this point that since you have a good relationship with these people, now you can use these tools because they know these are some small problems that they're having, and you don't have to go all the way down to one floor or like 6 floors, or go all the way up, or maybe some other places that they are different there in different area. Let's say I work in Maryland and Washington DC is 40 minutes away, and we do have an office over there. And if they're having an issue like with the browser issue, that something is like, there's a red X over here, or there's something like very weird happening with the browser, then I know I can do some little stuff that can fix that problem. Maybe it will fix it. I mean, most of the time it will fix it, but I don't have to go all the way drive to Washington DC to just do that, right? I can do it remotely by using some tools that can at the same time I can see the screen while the user's on it too. Now, a lot of people can say remote desktop, but then that's not the same thing, because it will not show you the active window. It will basically take the person out, you then go in. So this is basically you're logging into the machine as they are, like you're in front of it. So in business or in corporate area, there's when people buy these expensive softwares, some of these software come with modules like remote desktop or something like that. It comes with it. So it's the same idea. What I'm going to do today is going to be the same thing, but using a free software that you can use it at home, work, or let's say you're a one-man IT and you are looking for some kind of like remote tool to deploy at your office that you have like 15 people, and then you want to do this process. You can also use this for that. There are other benefits of using this, and I'll tell you guys like what I use it, and it helps a lot. So this is the video about that. So let's just start with the video. So let's say I have client Windows 7, and let's say his name is Jim, and I got my own server right here or my computer. It doesn't matter what computer you use, it can work on everything. So the first thing you need to do, the tool that I want to use over here is Ultra VNC. Type Ultra VNC and then download. So then click on download Ultra VNC. Kind of slow today. So basically, let's say Jim is the name. Jim called me and he told me that his internet browser is having a problem. Let's say right here. So let's say Jim is having a problem with his internet. Something is wrong, like some weird stuff is going on, and I just need to do some basic stuff. So if I don't have a tool right now, which I don't have it on this machine, I will have to go to his machine and then say, okay, let me just come down here, let me check what's going on. Okay, let me do this. Let's go to browser, internet option, delete, and delete some cookies and stuff like that. And I click this, I wait for it, and I click OK, and then I restart the browser. So let's say I just wanted to do this, and then I restarted the browser, and that fixed the problem. See, so I went for this all the way down here. The example that I gave you guys was Washington DC. So I'm not gonna go to Washington DC to do this, right? I need to have some kind of technology to be able to do this while Jim is on it. Jim doesn't need to close his browser, because if he restarted, maybe it will fix the problem. But I want to see if I can fix it even without restarting the whole computer. So that our Jim is working on a very important project that he doesn't want to close his computer because the Word documents are on and all that stuff. He doesn't want to waste time. He just wants the browser to be fixed. So then you don't have the restart option there. So you can't just tell him on the phone, please restart your computer and everything will fix. You can't just do that, right? So now, since I didn't have any technology, and I had to go over there, and then I had to okay, so I had to go over there. Now let's go back here to our software. Okay, so now I went to my Google and I typed Ultra VNC, and this is the software that I'm going to be using to do the same step on Jim's computer without even going to Washington DC. So I'm going to click on download here, and once the download part comes in, just go all the way down. Actually, click on Ultra VNC, not download, Ultra VNC. And then you see right here, you'll see all the softwares, and you're going to be looking for the new version, which is 1.1.93. and I don't know, if you're watching a video, you might see different versions, so you might want to install that. And just make sure that when you're installing it, you need to know your system. So there's two different ones, 32-bit, and then there's another one, 64-bit. So you need to if you want to make sure, if you don't know how to do it, just go to computer, right click on it, go to properties, and you'll see right here my system is 64-bit. So I'm going to install 64-bit, and I'm going to click download. So once I click on download, I'll just wait here on the bottom, and it will give me that agreement thing, and I'll just install it. And I'm going to save it somewhere, download. Okay, so I'm going to run it. Okay, so I'm going to run this application and do some setup in there and see if I need to change anything. Now let me just install it before I say that. So click next here, I accept the agreement, next, and then it says Ultra server silent. You can click on that. It will install this silently. Upgrade when full VNC is running. Upgrade 1.1 can be done while VNC is running. I'll just click next, leave that option. Register Ultra VNC server as a system service. Yes, we want that, and I'll tell you the reason why we want that. Start or restart Ultra VNC service. Okay, we want that. Create an icon. Associate Ultra VNC Viewer with .vnc file extension. Let's just check everything. Some of this might be useful. And when you click on that, click finish. So now we got Ultra VNC, and you'll see on the bottom right here the little icon just came up. So now let's go back here. So we got a server here and we got a viewer here. Well, let's go double click on server. Another instance is running because it's already running. Right here, you right click on it and go to properties and click on admin properties. Okay, this is where where basically we are going to be doing things. So now you can use this in two ways. One, you can use it with your domain admin password and username and password, or you can put a password in here directly, so whatever password that you want to use. So let's just do this one first. I want to put a password here. We only you don't have to use the same password here. I'm just doing it for a test, so you can do whatever, you can use whatever you want. VNC password, VNC view only password, and we click apply. Click OK. View only info password the same running. Only okay. Even they told you don't use the same password, but I did. I don't know why. Anyways, so now we got this set up right here. We put a password here. Our system is running here. All you gotta do is go back to your client machine and then install the same way. Okay. And then you go to Ultra VNC and then go to Ultra VNC, click here and then install it. Now you don't have to do installation again, but you can even make a shared drive on your in your business or anywhere, and you can install it from there. So this system is 32-bit. I know that, so I'm gonna go and click install, download here. I'm just gonna wait for this to finish up. Click accept, download. Remember, I'm on a client machine now, so I'm doing the setup for client now. I'm going to run it. So it's installing right now. Okay. Next, same options. Next. Here, uncheck the server because you don't want this computer to be a server. You just want to control or view this computer. So just do that. And then click next. You don't need an icon on this machine because users wouldn't need to use this. You just need for your purpose. So click next, install. Click next, finish. And then close this. Let's see if we have it here. Ultra VNC. Click on it. And whoa, I did a mistake. We need the server part because we need it as running as a service. Oh, that was a dumb mistake. Anyway, let's go back here. I'll just do it from the beginning again so you guys know what I'm doing. Ultra VNC download. Yeah, you do need that server part because you don't need the viewer part actually, because I got confused with a different software. Alright, so let's go back here. Click on download and click on accept. Click on run. Yeah, so you want to uninstall this from a client because a client don't need to view anything. Yeah, you just want to take this off from here. All you gotta do is put the server in there, and I'll show you guys why would we need that, because there are some of the calls that you would be dealing with would need a little bit more. So I'll just explain everything in the beginning after this download right now. So you do need this one, uncheck this one right now. We already got that one. Then click next. Register. This is the important part, right? Register and start as a system service. Start or restart Ultra VNC service. So go ahead, click install, and on the right side you'll see the same way. Click next, finish. That's done. Cancel this, and you see this is starting right now. So go ahead, go to the properties, and then put the same password here, the one that we just used. Okay, click this right here, running, and then click OK. Alright, so this is what we are going to do. Let's now, the reason I put the service in there, install it as a service, because sometimes you are working on a computer after hours, or a person is going to a meeting or something. So if you want to restart it, you can restart the computer. Once it's restarted, after a few minutes you can also take control without even asking the person to do anything. This is why we need this as a service, because now you're controlling computer from the very start. Let's say you're doing some updates that needs your computer to be restarted, and then you can basically restart the computer and you still have a control of it. There are other softwares that you can also use, but then it requires users to be present over there, and that can create a little problem, because now user are there, either they're going somewhere or they left the office. Now you're stuck with, basically you can't do anything, because now if it requires you to restart a computer, how are you going to get in then? Now this way you can get in again to that computer. Now let's go back to our server, and now we're going to be controlling Jim's. Now Jim called again, and he said my computer is having a problem with my IE. I'm having IE issue with IE. Can someone look into it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my Ultra VNC Viewer, which we mistakenly installed on our client machine, which we don't need to do that. And then I'm going to put my client information right here, Win7. Now again, for it to be working, you will have to be in the same network. Now I am pretty sure when you have a different offices in different areas, they're going to be in the same domain network, or maybe have same rights to it. So I hope that will work for you guys. So Win7, you click on it, click connect, and you see it asks for the password now, and I'm going to put that same password and log on. Now I'm into Windows 7 right now, and now I can control anything from here. I can go here, take a real type control, right click on, do things like, so I can go to Jim's computer now from Maryland and double click on this while Jim is on, and then do things over here. So I can do the same process that I did while a few minutes ago. I went to DC and fixed it. That was like almost 30-40 minutes, wasted my gas and everything, but now I don't need to do that. I can do the same process here and do this, apply, and do the same process basically. So the main idea is this for our new Helpdesk guys, that there are tools that people use to do these kind of to deal with this kind of little small problems. Now if I go back to my Jim's computer here, his icon will see something different. See this right here? So now I'm controlling that machine here. So if I go back to my Windows server again, Windows 7, click on connect. Now I'm in Jim's computer right now, and you guys can see that it's the same computer. So if I go back here and go to this icon right now, you see it's a different color than blue. That means there's someone on it right now. You can also tell a user. So how is it gonna work with the users basically? So basically, if you call a user, you have to tell them that you're getting into their computer, and that's through your phone, your email, or anything that they will get a notification before you do that. You never want to do this without telling a user. This is something, a no-no, to anybody, because they might be working on something private or something confidential. You just don't want to jump into their computer. You have to kind of let them know that even when they know, you kind of make sure on the phone, if they're on the phone, tell them that, hey, I'm going to log into your screen. And then when you try to log off from the, like, disconnect from this, you also tell them, I'm going to disconnect from your screen, and you cannot tell them I disconnected from your screen, I'm out. So then they know that you're not on it. It's a good practice. You just don't want to jump into the computers like that and start working on it. That will basically scare the hell out of them and probably complain. So okay, so what other things that you can do with this tool? It's pretty powerful, because once you have a control from this end, you can do anything with that computer. You can even restart and still have the control. So let's just try that, if it works, that service mode is working or not. So let's say I'm going to cancel this, do it from the beginning again. I'm going to go to my server. I'm going to open Ultra VNC, click connect, and then put a password in there. And now I have a control over Windows 7. I'm going to restart it. Let's restart it here, and let's go back to Windows 7 and see what's going on over there. And there you see it's getting restarted. And let's go back here. Okay, starting window. Okay, close this, and let's go back. Now you know that Windows 7 is restarted. So let's say you were working on something that required a restart, and you basically go back to your server. And let me just see if I can get connection. Fail to connect server. Okay, we'll just wait a little bit more and see if it works. If it's not working, then something is wrong with this. That service is not getting started, because it should get started. That's one of the things that you guys need to make sure it's working that way. Now you see that I waited a little bit, because services does require a little time to be able to start and then functionally do. So you basically go back to your server. Now I know I can get access to that computer without even having the person over there. So I do that, and now see I'm right on the first screen of user's machine right there. So I like this tool, because this is where it comes, it plays a big. Now you can do a lot of things without even having someone around the PC. You can do updates, you can do all sort of stuff that basically you needed a physical presence over there. So that took care of everything. Now what else would you use this software? Why would I need this software for any other things? Sometimes, you know, some other tasks it doesn't have to be only remote help, just helping users. It could be a remote server that you really want to just log into it, and you want to install the service, and when you restart the server, you want to know that you can control it from a very first like, you know, from here. Other than that, you know, sometimes in companies they have these little screens that like, for example, when you guys go to the buildings, and they have these lobbies and have this nice welcome screens are coming in with the calendars, and kind of like welcome screens, and they running a PowerPoint presentations and stuff like that. Those kind of those are like, either there is a nice sophisticated systems that they will give you everything, but then most of the companies are using these little computers in the back room, and then you gotta have to remote into it and then do the setup, right? So what do you do with these computers if you don't have this kind of tool? You really have to go to that room or log into that computer somehow and do all the setup, and then make sure that it's showing on the screen. Now the only problem with, like I said, if you are not using it and you're using RDP, it messes up all the settings that you do on the main screens, and it doesn't work right way. So if you have something like this, you don't need to worry about that. You can now, if your screen is up, you just log into it, you have the client running on it directly, you run that application or whatever PowerPoint you're running to show to the users. You run it, and then once you have it, you turn it on, and everything is working. I do use it. I used it in two places that they had the same process. Like you will go to the company, they will have a lobby, and in the lobby they will have a big screens, and after the big screen you will see in small room they will have some kind of like small computers running a PowerPoint presentations or Outlook calendar. So for that you really have to go down to these rooms and do some setups, make sure everything is working. Then I realized, I'm like, okay, this is not the right way. I don't need to go down all the time, and I can't use RDP. I need to have some kind of tool to basically control this from the very beginning. When I restart these updates, after they need to be updated sometime, I need to restart them. So now I can do everything from remote over here without even doing all that effort. So this is a remote tool that I wanted to talk to you guys and kind of tell you guys how you're going to be using it as a help desk, not just showing the tool. You can go ahead and Google and start searching for same type of tools and testing it out, and then see if it works for you. If you find something better than this, do share it with me. I would love to hear. So this was about the remote help. Thank you for watching this video, and see you guys in a different video. Thanks. Bye.